Alright folks, welcome back to the weekly video on Ubisoft Games, and I'm covering Far Cry 5. Yes, it has recently had a 60 FPS patch released for it on the PS5, and I'll be honest, I've had a distaste for Ubisoft Games for quite some time now. Pretty much stopped playing any of their games once I gave up playing Assassin's Creed 3, Watch Dogs or Far Cry 4. That was at a point in time I was like, oh my god, these games feel so similar across the board. Even though they're supposed to be different IPs, just the general design makeup of these games, it's all the same and it's just so padded, and I got so sick of it. So it has been literally years since I've played any Ubisoft game. But I just bit the bullet and I said, right, I'm going to try Far Cry 5. I'm going to give it a go. Apparently, this is the most fun game since Far Cry 3. A brand new copy only cost me €15 on Amazon delivered. And also the fact is, as I said, the 60 FPS patch made this much more appealing, I think. So an important point to note on this, as I said, I have a checkered history with the Ubisoft games and why I just dislike them, especially the bloat and the filler. So when I installed this game and I said, right, what am I going to do? I'm going to completely ignore any side filler. I'm just going to concentrate on the main missions and maybe the occasional side mission and ignore all the open world fluff and distraction. And you know what? For that very reason, I'm having a lot of fun with this. I'm enjoying the segments, stealth segments in particular. Man, this crossbow, I cannot get enough of using this thing. It's just so much fun to use. There's a lot of similarities in the Far Cry games, you know, overtake a base, gain back territory. But in fairness, some of the missions are actually structured really well and they're quite interesting. In this case here, taking out the guys nice and stealthy, I get to rob a truck and I'm pretty much driving this truck down the road. It's got machine guns on it and I'm ramming vehicles left, right and center. So to me, fun, absolute fun level design. Most importantly, the game controls well and it controls how you should expect it to be. FPS vehicle controls, very, very comfortable, easy to get used to. And again, this part here, I absolutely really enjoyed it. As I said, you rob that truck and then you're just ramming guys down the road. There's helicopters coming after you. You're blowing up shit left, right and center. So really, really cool. And the missions play to their strengths, which I think is the most important thing. So I'm pretty much kind of controlling the pace of the game myself by not getting caught up in that open world filler that still is padded within the world. We gotta be real about it. However, I think by focusing on the main missions, I think I've beaten about 15 of them now. And every single mission I've played, I've really enjoyed. And again, I've kept that sequence. I've just really done my best to ignore it, unless absolutely necessary. What I do like about Far Cry 5 as well is progress isn't gatekept. And I like the fact that the weapons that you pick up, you actually keep them. And you don't have to necessarily buy all the weapons yourself. You can pick up weapons as well as use the hard-earned cash to buy top-tier weapons from the shops. This mission here too, I really enjoyed, was another one. Basically, there's mortars being fired upon you. You kind of do a 180 on them and now you're just launching mortars on top of other guys and you're kind of trying to hold out before a helicopter arrives. So great variation so far in the mission scenarios that I've been experiencing thus far, and it's genuinely hard to find fault with at the moment. So another really cool addition in this is the addition of specialists, which are kind of support units, and they actually have a brain and they're really functional and they actually genuinely help you out in missions. I'm having a ton of fun using this fighter plane. Again, you get this kind of early on, the first couple of hours as well, having a load of fun using it. But not only am I using a plane, but one of my support specialists actually has a plane as well. So we're literally both of us flying around, blowing shit up at the same time, which I found really cool. And even on the ground, he's usable. So he's like a support specialist that pretty much flies around in a circle around you. And if you're getting attacked, you can actually get him to drop bombs everywhere you want, or he'll just automatically attack the area where he sees enemies. So really cool, very fun again. I did want to speak briefly as well about the overall PS5 performance. This pretty much feels like a locked 60 FPS for me. Doesn't seem to be any hitches whatsoever. I love the HDR implementation on this, especially when there's a fire maybe lit up in fields and something like that. It looks great on my new 4K TV that I've gotten 120 Hertz. It seems to incorporate that as well with VRR enabled. It looks like the game is utilizing in that in some way. I have not seen any screen tearing or anything else as well, so it plays like butter smooth. So I think that's also very, very important for an FPS in general. As I mentioned, if you've played some of the Far Cry games before, you will be very familiar with the combat systems in place here. But again, I think that 60 FPS boost really, really helps. But anyway, overall, really, really enjoying Far Cry 5. As long as I stick to the pacing that I'm setting myself to do, ignore that side fitter, keep going with those full missions. And yeah, that's another video over, guys. Thanks for watching.